Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Talia. Welcome to the BS Level Biology program with course code 4401. Students, this is the fourth program of our second series, and I hope this series is playing a pivotal role in boosting up your knowledge in biological facts and mechanisms of life. Now let's welcome our renowned expert and biologist, Dr. Muhammad Azad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So what's our topic of discussion for today?
Talia, today we are going to discuss the last topic of this module, and this is concerned about the determination of sex. So if I start with you, how you can just define the sex determination?
Well, sex is determined by the genes that are present on the specific chromosomes.
Good, excellent. Dear students, so today first we'll be discussing about how the sex is determined, followed by there are certain traits which are common in one sex than another. What is the reason for that? So how the traits are being transmitted from one generation to others. So this is the topic for today's discussion. So first going with determination of sex, and again tribute to a scientist, T.H. Morgan. T.H. Morgan is going to have a lot of work on one of the fly, Drosophila melanogaster. He observed thousands of the fly, and he noted that all of these, they are having only 4 pair of chromosomes, 8 in total, 4 homologous chromosomes. 3 of these pairs, they were the same in all the males and females. 1 pair was different in males than in females. So he called that as the pair that is going to determine the sex. The members of this pair, they were identical in shape in case of females, while in case of male, one was identical with the female and one was smaller, and that is hook shaped. So he was the first scientist who used the word XX chromosome, the sex chromosome for female, and XY, that is for male. So going with our slide presentation show, looking at these facts. Starting with the topic of sex-linked characters and going with our slide presentation show. So sex-linked inheritance, and the name of scientist T.H. Morgan. This is the scientist who have gone with the discovery of the different variety of the sex chromosomes. This is a picture of that great scientist, and he was a professor of biology at Columbia University, and he's worked with the fruit flies Drosophila melanogaster and offered the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1933. What was his works? So he has the choice of this fruit fly. There are certain benefits were there, certain positive points were there, that he was able to work with large number of flies easily, and these flies are having very short lifespans, and they can be there in lot numbers in a very short period, and they are having only 4 pairs of chromosomes. So this is the Drosophila melanogasters, and all the females, they are going to have 3 sets of autosomes which are not concerned with the sex, and 2 X chromosomes, while in case of male, the 3 sets of autosomes same as that in case of female, but one member of the sex determining chromosomes, one is just like the female X and other is shorter, and that is called as Y chromosome. So males are going to have the genotypes of XY, while the females are having XX. This is a picture of sex chromosomes. So this is X, which is larger in size, this is Y, which is smaller in size, and this upper part of this chromosome, that is smaller, so it must be having less number of genes in comparison to the X chromosomes. Dear students, we have gone with the work of T.H. Morgan, and that work was there on Drosophila melanogaster. Later on it was discovered that in human exactly the same pattern of sex determination is there. We are also having the sex chromosome Total number of chromosome in humans, they are 46 in a pair of 23. 22 pairs, they are called as autosome, and one pair is called as sex chromosome, and that is XX in case of female and XY in case of males. Again, going to our slides. So in humans, we are going to have XX in female, XY in male. So mother is going to contribute the ova. All of these ova, they are going to have the same sex chromosome, that is X. While in case of male, father is going to contribute the sperm. Half of the sperm will be having X and half of the sperm will be having Y. So if the X is going to meet with the X from maternal side, then these are the females which are produced, and if sperm having Y chromosome is going to fuse with the ova, then it is the XY combination, and these are the males which are being produced. So 50% chances are there to have a male child or to have a female child. This is the human genome or karyotyping. Karyotyping means the study of nucleus. We are taking the pictures of chromosome, cutting these pictures and arranging them according to the size. So chromosome number 1, that is biggest in size, and then this is the chromosome number 2, 3, 4, and chromosome pair number 22, that is smallest. And the sex chromosome pair is separately written on the human genome or karyotypes, and this is in case of male. So this is one X chromosome larger in size and one Y chromosome. So once the eggs are produced, so mother is called as homogametics. It means the mother is going to produce the same variety of gametes. So all the eggs, they are having X chromosome, while in case of males, the 50% of sperm will be having Y and 50% they are going to have X. So if Y is going to combine with the X from maternal side, so these are the males. Male child is the result of this combination, and if the X from the father is going to combine from X from the mother, so this is a girl child or female child, that is the result of this combination. Dear students, so there is an important fact after this discussion. What is that fact? That sex is determined by male, by father, not by females. There is a common misconception in our society that sex is determined by mother. No, mother is not going to contribute anything in the determination of sex of the offspring. He is the father. He is the father that is going to determine the sex of the baby, and that is spontaneous. The God is there, but actual contribution either in the form of Y chromosome or in the form of X chromosome. So that is going to cause a determination of sex in the offspring. Going back to the slideshow, this was the case in case of humans, but in case of other organisms, so there are many other modes of determination of sex. Like in case of grasshoppers, male are having only one single X chromosome. There is no Y chromosome. While in case of certain birds and butterfly, females are having XY and males are having XX. It means in these, the sex is determined by females, not by males. Looking at these different patterns in the form of slides, going to sex determination in other species. So the first discovery was there in the Drosophila melanogaster, and the same is true for humans. We are having XY system, that the males, they are XY, while the females, they are XX. While in case of grasshoppers and many other insects, they are having XO system. Males are going to have one less number of chromosome, only one X chromosome, while the females, they are having two X chromosome. So total number of chromosome in male, that will be 23, and in case of female, the number of chromosome will be 24. In some other organism like birds, So there is WZ system. In this system, that is almost opposite to the XY system. The males are going to have the 2X or ZZ chromosome. So we have used this word Z instead of X here just to differentiate from XY system. While in case of females, so that is the ZW, females, they are heterogametic. They are going to produce two different variety of gametes. So in this case, the sex is determined by females. While in case of grasshopper, again here, because they are having total 23 chromosomes at the formation of sperms, so half of the sperms or male gametes, they are going to have 11 chromosome and half will be having 12, while all the eggs, they will be having 12 chromosome. Again, the sex will be determined by male here in this system, male here in this system, but in case of ZW system, the sex is determined by females. Going with this exo-sex determination in case of insect and grasshoppers. So sperms, half of the sperms will be having 11 chromosome and half will be having 12 chromosomes, while female, they are going to produce all the ova with the 12 chromosome. So sex will be determined by male. If 11 chromosome sperm fusing with the 12, the offspring will be having 23 males, and if the sperm having 12 chromosome fuses with the 12 from the female, so again the sex will be female. In case of other organism, haplodiploid sex determination, that is the same in case of moth and these honeybees like that. So they are also having, the males are having only one haploid, that is one X chromosome, while in case of female, this is the diploid, 2 X chromosomes are there. In case of butterfly, moths and certain birds, so this is ZW, and ZW means the females, they are going to have ZW, the heterogametic, different variety of gametes. So half of them will be having Z and half of them will be having W, while all the males, they are going to contribute Z. So in this case, the sex is determined by the females, not by the males. There are certain characters which are called as X sex-linked traits. X linkage means genes on the X chromosome. In humans and Drosophila, so males contain XY and female XX. Y chromosome contain regions of pairing homology with X, that is called as pseudo-autosomal region. So Y chromosome contains few genes, X contains many genes. So this is the Y chromosome, and here this is the part which is called as SRY locus, and what this SRY locus is there, that is the called as sex determining region of Y chromosome. So this is going to determine the sex as a male. This is the shorter segment of the Y chromosome. So this is the animation on the work of T.H. Morgan. This is the picture of T.H. Morgan, and these are the fruit flies on which he worked. He noted that most of the fruit flies, they are having the red color of their eyes, but he occasionally observed that there are some of the fruit flies, very small in numbers, they are having the white colored eye. So he started working on that, and he mated a white colored eye with the red colored eye, Drosophila. In the first filial generation, all these flies, they are having red color. It means the white color is a recessive, and that is being masked by the red color. So then he has gone with the two of these first filial members which are having red colored eye and mated. So in the second filial generation, 3 of these, they are having red colored eye and one was having the white colored eye, and that is going to follow the Mendelian principles as we have gone in our previous programs. So he made a cross. So this female, which was the female from the hybrid F1 first filial generation, that was having one X chromosome, and that was having the gene for the red color, and another chromosome that was having the gene for white color, and this gene was masked previously. Now once it is having the mating with the male, male is going to have dominant gene over X for the red color, and because the Y chromosome is not having any gene concerned with this eye color, so it is having not the dominant, not the recessive. So once the combination is there, this dominant gene is going to combine here. So these females, they are homozygous dominant, so they will be normal. These are heterozygous, they are normal, having red color, but they are the carrier, they can carry this gene in the upcoming offspring. This male, because on the Y chromosome there is no recessive or dominant gene is present, and a dominant gene is present on the X chromosomes, so these males, so they are going to have you can say the red color, and here recessive gene is present on the X chromosome, so these males, they are going to have white color. This is another possibility, that females, those who are the, you can say the carriers, they are having the mating with the males who are sufferer, and the result is these females, so they are having the white colored, and these are going to have the red colors. These males, they are going to have white colored, and these females, they are going to have red colored. So these are the different variety of Drosophila he worked with, having different genotypes, and a lot of, you can say, the work was done by T.H. Morgan, and ultimately he had the conclusion.
So this was a pattern of sex linkages in Drosophila. What is a pattern of sex linkages in human beings?
Yes, this is again a very important question. In case of humans also, actually the Y chromosome is shorter, and there are certain genes which are missing. So those genes which are missing on the Y chromosome, a single allele of a gene is going to be expressed in case of males, while in case of females, the two recessive genes from father and mother, they are being required for a trait to be expressed. So we will be discussing a case study of color blindness in case of humans on the similar pattern. Dear students, to study the sex linkages in humans, so there are many traits which are determined and which are passed, and they are common in one, you can say, the sex than in others. So out of that, the two of these, the color blindness, hemophilia, are the common. So studying color blindness in detail, going with our slides. Sex linked genes, a model for the sex linked genes in human, the color blindness. So basic two question, this condition is common in boys than in girls. Why? Second, what is color blindness? So if we are going to look at the retina of eye, which is going to determine the colors, so normally there are three kinds of cones, that is the red, blue and green, and they are going to detect the color. Among this, the blue is on the chromosome number 7, but red and green, they are present on the X chromosomes, and almost 98% similar, and mutations causes either the loss of red or green sensitivity. X chromosome has a locus for the color vision with the two alleles, X capital N, we are writing a superscript of capital N for normal color vision and a superscript of small n for the red green color blindness. Y chromosome does not have a color vision locus. If a male receives the X with the small n, allele will be having impaired color vision, whereas a female with heterozygous form will not be having the disease, but she will be the carrier. Going with the red green color blindness, let us say if we are going to have a marriage between a carrier female, female is normal, but she is the carrier for this recessive gene with a normal male. So the gametes which will be produced, so these will be the two gametes from the female, that is with the dominant with recessive allele, while in case of male, alleles will be there, but only because the X is going to have this gene, so only one dominant gene that is being contributed, and the cross will be like that. So once this dominant gene is going to combine from the dominant gene from male side, so these daughters, they will be normal. These daughters will be normal, but they are the carrier, they can pass this to their offspring. These sons, they will be normal because they are having dominant gene, and these sons, they will be having you can say the disease because there is no dominant gene on the Y chromosome. So the ratios will be 1 normal female, 1 carrier female, 1 normal male, and 1 color blind male. A case study, a man and his wife have normal color vision, but a daughter with color blindness. The husband sues his wife for divorce, for infidelity. You are the judge. Using your knowledge we have discussed so far, so how you are going to decide the case? Father normal, mother normal, but the daughter is color blind. Is it possible? What do you think? No. Yes, this is not possible. Why? Because for the female to be the color blind, for the daughters to be the color blind, they must receive 2 recessive alleles, one from father, one from mother. So for this situation, father must be color blind in any way. It means that daughter does not belong to this father. So that will be the case, and that will be the decision from your side using your genetics and the knowledge of color blindness. Okay, continuing our slideshow. The color blindness is being tested by a simple chart made up of dots of different colors. So students, you must read it. If you are going to read it as 8, it means you are normal persons, and if you are going to read it as 3, then it means you are also color blind. So this is a simple chart in the clinics of all the doctors, and they are going to ask what is written on the board, and then they are going to decide that this person is color blind or not. This is the one of the color blind pedigree, and pedigree means transmission of traits in the family tree. This is the family tree. So this is a male going to marry with this female, and this female was having the color blindness. So in the offspring, so these are the 2 males, they are going to have this disease. And again, so the disease is present here. So this disease is common in males. Why? Because for the males only 1 gene is required. So what is the masking effect? Sex linked inheritance, which causes diseases such as hemophilia and color blindness, is usually recessive in nature. Males have only 1 X chromosome, therefore whatever the allele is present on that X chromosome is expressed. Females having 2 X chromosome and the recessive allele on 1 X chromosome can be masked by another. In case of hemophilia, so masking effect will be like that. Let's say if this is the genotype of the mother, then this H, the recessive gene, is masked by this capital H, and therefore the person does not suffer from hemophilia. So this female will be normal, although carrier, but normal. But this male having the same 1 recessive genes, the allele of this gene present on the X chromosome, because there is no other dominant gene present on the Y chromosome, so the disease will be expressed in this case while it is masked in case of females. To conclude, the color blindness and hemophilia, so both of these, they are determined by one of the recessive allele present on the X chromosome, and there is no homologous part of the Y chromosome for that. So it means single allele that is being expressed in males. So both of these traits, color blindness and hemophilia, they are more common in males, less common in females. Because for the female to be colorblind or female to be hemophilic, so two recessive alleles must be there in the offspring, one from father, one from mother. So it is very rare that if the father will be suffering from the disease, mother may be carrier or mother may be sufferer. Because both of these conditions, color blindness is a very common condition, can be easily diagnosed. As far as hemophilia, what is hemophilia? I use this word many times. Hemophilia is basically one of the clotting disorder. There is deficiency of factor 8. So from the trivial injuries, individual is going to bleed to death because the clotting is not going to occur. So males usually die in early age due to these clottings. They are unable to reach at the age of puberty to marry with a woman carrier or suffering from hemophilia. That is why hemophilia is comparatively less common in females, while the color blindness is a compatible condition. So we are going to learn, because these peoples are unable to differentiate between red and green, and that is very important. These are traffic signals. So are you going to issue a medical certificate if you are a doctor? And if you know that this person is colorblind? Yes, you are going to issue the certificate, but in your certificate you will be writing that this person is colorblind. That certificate will go to the traffic police, and they are going to have a training program for these peoples. They are going to show the various light and signals, train them that this is red, this is green, this is red, and after that they are going to issue the certificate. Dear student, so this was all from today's program.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for such an eye-opening lecture.
Welcome.
Okay, students, I hope that our students have gathered maximum amount of knowledge from today's lecture. Now, I would like to summarize today's lecture for you. So, students, in today's lecture, we discussed about sex determination. Then we also discussed about heterogametic and homogametic organisms. Then finally, we discussed about sex-linked traits, which includes eye color in Drosophila, hemophilia, and then finally color blindness. Students, that was all for today. Inshallah, see you in the next program with more interesting biological facts. Till that time, take care and Allah Hafiz.